Warning, the following audio will contain spoilers for anything and everything that we talk about. So if you don't want to be spoiled, don't listen.
Get wrecked, weebs.
Yeah. Hello, and thank you for listening to the BakaTaka podcast. The first ever one, to be exact. Let's see. Sitting across the table from me, we have the one, the only. It's George.
Yeah, that's me.
And that's George. And sitting over to my right, we have All Might himself. It's Eric.
Yeah, that's me. I like weightlifting, Pokemon, and overpowered superheroes.
That's right. And me, I am the one-eyed wonder. I'm Chase.
He actually only has one eye that works.
He has both eyes.
Well, yeah, he has both eyes, but
they're both there.
one doesn't function as well.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
So, thank you for listening to the first episode. Today we are going to be talking about, firsts in anime. Basically, like first shows that we watched, older stuff mainly.
To be crude, what broke your weeaboo virginity?
Well, I guess we should start. You started watching before Chase did?
Oh
right?
yeah, definitely.
Well, you are older and stuff, but I think we watched Ghibli films around the same time.
I mean, when did you start watching Ghibli films?
Late 90s, early 2000s.
I don't know, how old were you?
I don't remember how old I was.
Because I started watching.
Okay, well,
does it count if I didn't even know it was anime back then?
I mean, it counts if you know it's anime now. Because like I watched.
Because I'm pretty sure I watched Castle in the Sky like 50 times when I was like 6, but
because I mean I started
when
watching.
you were 6?
something like that. I don't know.
I mean I started watching Sailor Moon. I was like 6 or 7.
Yeah, that's way before I did.
Yeah. So
You're right.
I was watching Sailor Moon then.
Yeah.
Let's see. I didn't really get into it until about 6th grade. I was 11, 12. I watched.
How old was I in 6th
Yeah.
grade?
I mean, I was ahead of a year. So
okay.
age is hard to remember when I was in school.
Try being
So
homeschooled.
I watched
Don't know anything.
Dragon Ball Z on Toonami,
Ooh.
Rurouni Kenshin, Yu Yu Hakusho.
Yeah.
Back then, they didn't care about like how they ordered it. They're just like, "Here's an episode. You're going to enjoy it." And I'm like, "Hell yeah, I love this." Because I started watching Yu Yu Hakusho like in the middle of the Dark Tournament. I was like, I have no idea what's going on. Dude just fighting.
The Dark Tournament's the one that takes place like
It's-
2/3, halfway, midpoint.
It's like the second major arc because it's like
okay.
he dies, then he
'Cause
has his training
Because
arc.
they had because it ended with a Dark Tournament also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're talking about the first Dark
Yeah, it's like the
Okay.
major arc.
I know literally nothing about Dragon Ball.
Well, this is
So-
Yu Yu Hakusho. This is Yu Yu Hakusho.
This is the guy who points who's wearing all the green clothes and the
Yeah.
black slick back there. And he
Wait, so
points.
it's not even Dragon Ball?
No,
No, it's not Dragon Ball.
I know even
but it's another.
less.
It's another big shonen at the time. But
Okay,
I watched
well.
Yu Yu Hakusho. I remember watching in the middle of the Dark Tournament and being confused. Was like, this is really cool because Kuwabara would just yell nonstop. I love that.
And he pulls out his like clothes sword.
Yeah, Kuwabara would just yell. I watched Rurouni Kenshin on Toonami.
Yeah.
I just remember getting at one point. My brother and I went to my mom. It was like, "Hey, every day at like 5 to 6, don't bother us. We're watching the new episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho and Rurouni Kenshin."
Like, leave me alone. We're not
Yeah.
this time.
But like at the time, we didn't know it was like anime. So then when I actually started like watching anime and getting into it was 2011. I started watching Death Note.
Yeah.
And I was like, I remember just reading on like, what's a good anime to get into now? Everybody's like, Death Note, Death Note, Death Note. And I was
I
like,
actually didn't watch that until not somewhat recently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you watched
probably
that
within
last
the
year.
last year. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's a good one to start with.
It
Or
is.
just pick up whenever. It's not, it's like good.
I wouldn't
But it's
recommend it
not
to
bad.
everyone though.
I would recommend it to people that are trying to get into anime. I think it's pretty good.
It depends.
I mean, it literally
it
has
depends on
like
the
zero
person.
action in it,
Mm.
other than
Okay.
light and L or
I
punching each
wouldn't
other.
So I wouldn't suggest it to an older person. I would probably give it to your average teenager. That's I wanna
It's
get into
definitely
anime.
more American, I would say, in like the way the plot works out. It's something that people who watch like
Oh, yeah.
strictly American TV, they'd be able to follow that
Oh,
and
yeah.
not have like
It's all mind games.
What is
and
going
stuff.
on?
Oh, yeah.
It's all mind games and who can do wrong better.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, it fits into that edgy stereotype that a lot of teens want to fit into, right?
Yes.
Like a lot of 15-year-olds and 16-year-olds will think Light is the coolest character ever and stuff like that.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
He's the bad guy though.
Doesn't matter.
It's still
That means that they like bad guys.
everybody's bad.
He
Everybody's a
only
bad guy.
killed bad guys and people who
You
got in his
can't
way.
like
He
that.
did nothing
The
wrong.
only real bad guy was like Light's father. He's like the only actual good guy.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean,
The actual like detective agency, not
Yeah.
named in.
yeah.
But I watched Death Note to start out with, and then at the same time I was looking at other things to get into, and that's when I started getting to seasonal anime. I picked up Rainbow, a show where all the guys got sent to prison.
Madhouse as well.
Yeah, and they were trying to survive the prison without beating each other up and trying to get past all the guards that were abusing them and all that. It was old time because it takes place
Yeah.
after World War II
I think so.
or
That
during
sounds
World War
right.
II. It's old time.
That sounds right.
And that's when I started watching seasonal anime. And then when I just started picking up random things, the first show I actually watched was Rumble Hearts.
Wait, that was the first one
Yep.
where you just randomly picked up?
The sequence order was literally watching Death Note, then going to seasonal anime of
Okay.
Rainbow, and then I was like, Rumble
Let's
Hearts.
see. Let's try to, with another show, let's try to explain Rumbling Hearts to George. What's a good show that's like Rumbling Hearts? Is there a good
Oh
show
my
that's like
goodness.
Rumbling
Rumbling
Hearts?
Hearts. I've never. What?
So-
It's like, let's see.
it's a little unique in the sense that it's a lot of character drama, right?
Okay. I mean, I'm looking at it now, just reading the synopsis here real quick,
Yeah,
and I mean, it doesn't sound bad.
it's pretty good.
It.
If you
This is the kind of thing that I think I could get behind. I could watch this.
if you like a lot of character drama,
which I'm
and-
fine with.
and character building between a very small cast because it's like 3 people mainly,
Okay.
it is pretty good. It's pretty short too.
I'm throwing that on plan to watch.
I guess the thing I was thinking of
Man.
was Shuffle, now that I think about it, and that's not even that super close, but it
No.
kind of is like...
'Cause, I mean, Shuffle
it,
is
it had points that were like that.
Shuffle is like your first harem. This one is like your first like, if you want to get into love triangle dramas.
Oh, I mean, I love that.
It's super like...
I like my love squares though. Like, give me Nisekoi, you know? It's
oh,
just
yeah.
like
yeah.
everything's like
a
super tense in
pentagon.
this show.
Oh yeah, everything is tense.
Everything's
Super
tense.
tense.
It's like you just watching, you're just like, why can't they be happy?
Yeah, nobody's
Oh, okay.
happy in that show. Everybody's
Like Honkai not happy, or
basically everybody.
Oh.
If they were
what's Honkai called in English? Gosh darn.
Scum's Wish.
Scum's
Scum's
Wish.
Yeah, it's
It's just in a sense like that. The tension's
Oh
like that.
man, I couldn't get through that.
yeah, I couldn't get through it.
I love
it.
I love it.
You watched that?
Yeah.
You made it all the way through.
Every week I watch it.
Dear Lord, that 3 episodes in, and I was just like, I don't know if I could do this anymore. It hurts.
It's nerves of steel.
Wow,
Gaddy.
that's
I mean,
impressive.
I'm not watching like Domestic Girlfriend. That seems like
So yeah, I watched 10 seconds of that. And I was like, this is where it's starting, this is where I'm dropping.
I know what it is. I'm saying that I'm like, there's 200 chapters on the manga on this.
Wow,
I don't want to sit here because they're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah,
There's going to be more forced drama. I'm just like, this is, not my thing I'm going to get into.
gotcha.
But that's the sequence of order of how I mainly got into anime on my own was Death Note, Rainbow, Rumbling Hearts.
Death Note, Rainbow,
Yeah.
and then you started watching simulcast stuff.
Yeah, then I just started getting into everything, downloading everything, simulcast, everything.
All right.
Man.
What about you, George? How'd you How'd the
Well,
spiral start?
I think Chase should go before me because I mean, if we're starting people who
I'll-
started
I'll-
the first, because Chase is the one who got me into anime,
That's
got
true.
me where I am
I want to
now.
know how like a newer person got into it.
Okay,
I've seen a lot
so,
of
stuff.
okay, then I'll go first. So the Chase got me. I got started when I've seen stuff like, I mean, I used to watch like Pokemon and stuff,
Oh,
and I think Castle in the Sky is the only actual anime film I can name that like I had seen before I started watching anime. Now that I look back,
What about? Oh wait, that's not a film. Never mind.
What
about Pokemon the first movie?
That's part of Pokemon.
That's
Yes,
Pokemon
That's
the
not
and
like
it's so
I mean, I
good.
watched Pokemon too, but I'm not counting that.
Hey,
Yeah. No, I didn't. The first thing where I started actually like watching anime, it was the first season of Attack on Titan. You convinced me to watch that. It took you like 3-4 weeks of explaining like why it was so amazing and just these titans and the wall and
And I was like,
just
"Don't
like
maneuver
people
here."
and you just kept saying like people are Spider-Maning around a city just chopping things, and I was like, fine, I'll watch it. I gave it like 3 episodes, and then I was like, I kind of slowed down a little bit, and then I was like, I should go back and like actually watch all this. And I think I marathoned the rest of it once it had finished.
Right.
And from there, I was pretty much hooked because I loved that. And then I just started watching garbage because I had no sense of what was good.
And that's what we all do.
So I watched both the first 2 seasons of Data Live, and those were some of the best things I had.
Wait, like immediately following Attack on Titan,
I
you're
think
like
so.
Data Live.
I was just looking for things that people like I had seen somewhere or like people had mentioned
Makes sense, yeah.
at all,
Yeah.
and I found Data Live and I watched both seasons and I enjoyed it. Okay,
Yeah.
I did.
There's no shame.
Not
I'd
the
enjoy
best
it.
thing ever.
I'd
Not,
enjoy
not
it.
great, but I enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to starting season 3, though I haven't yet. And I watched the flag show.
If her flag breaks.
If her flag breaks. Now that
Actual
I could have sworn that was the best thing I had ever seen when I watched it. And looking back now, I just want to punch myself because it's in hindsight, it's so bad, but I absolutely loved it. And I still love it, but I hate myself for loving it, which is what makes it okay.
Right.
I mean, so to be fair, I knew it was bad, but I liked it because you liked it. And I was like,
Really?
yeah, I was like,
So I'm the odd one
This
out
is a-
here because I haven't seen it at all.
Oh.
it's
You should watch
It's
it.
literally like
Oh.
you could find like 5 of these like a season.
Oh,
yeah.
So,
Yeah,
I believe it.
this one was
it's a
very specific.
good
It was like
bad.
I think it was like death flags would pop up on girls' heads.
Like
and
he,
stuff
the,
like that.
the
like,
dude could literally see the flags and
yeah.
everything. And you could tell like whatever
and
was happening. how
So
they were
like
feeling
the
and
literal
stuff.
title of the show is if her flag breaks, she's not gonna die anymore. Her death flag's gone.
Exactly. He had, yes, that's what it was. Man,
Yeah.
that was so long ago.
Oh my goodness.
It's,
Yeah, you
it's
see.
it's so hard for me to remember the shows I watched at first because I didn't get.
It's all a blur.
Yeah, it's all a blur because I just started consuming, and I didn't consume like Chase here consumes because you used to watch everything, and you still watch a lot, but you don't watch nearly as much as
This
you
is
used
true.
to.
Oh, Chase and I used to we watched
You both used to.
like 14, 15 shows a season.
I think I did that.
Well, we still do. We were watching like almost 30 shows.
Yeah.
Holy
And
crap!
so
I
we were
think I
watching
did
the
that
bad
once.
stuff. We were watching bad stuff, and we didn't drop stuff.
Yeah, we
Ooh.
didn't know what dropping was.
Yeah,
we're just like, we're in it to win it.
I started here
One
until I
episode,
gotta
man.
finish it.
Well,
But yeah.
So I watched If Her Flag Breaks. I can't remember what I watched after that, and I didn't have a Mal account yet.
So
It-
I remember
I was like 20-something shows in before I
Yeah.
even did Mal, and I didn't even put all the stuff that I had watched on
That's true.
immediately. So, like, I have no record of what kind of... I have basically no record of, like, what I watched in order, and at this point, I mean, I haven't watched as much as a lot of people have watched, but if I get a Mal, the things I have completed are just under 230. It's enough for me not to remember exactly what I watched and when. But and also it doesn't help that so much of this is in Japanese and I don't know the names just looking straight at them.
Just like
That's just not how I associate things.
American.
I mean, you can click on it and get the English name.
I know I can, but I'm not going to do that 230 times.
Open up multiple pages.
Oh, we don't need to be here all day.
Yeah, just right click
But,
and open a new tab.
Gosh darn. And then, when did SAO come out?
SAO came out, so SAO already aired by the time Attack on Titan. It was already done.
Okay. I think
season 1 was.
I think I watched that fairly soon.
I remember in 2014 you were watching it like the big one that got me that like I was like, oh, he like really likes this stuff was that I didn't even tell you anything about it, but you watched No Game No Life.
Yes, actually,
so,
Chuck got me onto that.
Yeah.
Chuck, I was, where were we? I think we were out for some kind of just big get together, on the water somewhere after some event. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
And
some baptismal.
Something like that. And we were just talking, and Chuck mentioned that he had been watching No Game No Life, and he kind of described the plot and just like the crazy thinking and like the games and stuff. And I was like, that's my speed. I love puzzles. I love games. I love the thinking. I like that stuff. So I watched that like right after it had finished airing, and it is so good. And I stand by it today because I love that show. I love the way it looked. It was so colorful. It was vibrant. I just love the design. I love the art style.
It was Madhouse, right?
I think it was Madhouse.
Yeah.
So I really enjoyed that. And
you enjoyed Real Wars.
I did. I love Real Wars. We're never gonna get a second season in a game.
Hell no.
We're never getting a second season. Well, but we got the movie.
That's kind of what the movie was.
Have you both watched the movie?
I watched
it. Okay, you watched. Okay, so Chase watched the movie. Eric didn't. The movie is not bad, but I would say it's not No Game No Life. It's not.
It's very different. Yeah.
It's literally a prequel to the entire universe.
It's a prequel. All the characters aren't in it except for one.
At the very end,
not in it.
Yeah, she's the one.
Okay, that's all that matters.
Yeah,
all that matters.
Yeah.
But it's not what I needed. It's not necessarily not what I wanted. It was a decent movie, but it's not what I needed to fulfill me.
When it started so cool.
It did.
It was like they were using some like ancient technology and stuff like that, and it's like it was kind of like how the Blame movie starts.
Oh yeah,
where it's like all this like stuff like you don't know what's going on, but it's cool because like they know like they're like they know how to survive in this world and stuff, and you know there's something out there that's gonna kill them and so
I didn't want. I don't know what Blame is.
But it's similar to the beginning of the movie and so where they're messing with the technology.
So what you're telling me is I should put No Game No Life lower on the priority list for the movie.
You didn't like Blame?
I mean, I like Blame. I'm just saying for the No Game No Life movie.
Oh yeah,
it's lower on my list. It's not worth it.
If you're looking for something to watch, it's
pad the list at this point.
I'd say it's list padding. It's not horrible. I would say it's worth watching.
Right.
But it's don't go in expecting more No Game No Life because it is distinctly different.
Okay.
There's barely any games.
Yeah, it sticks through the title. No game.
Well, no game and no life.
The main game they're playing is with their lives and stuff like that because they're like we're like
I mean
we have to cycle like people through here and like make like packs of like different races or something like that.
That's true. It is what it is, and I can't fault it for that. And it's decent. They did exactly what they wanted to with it, and that churned out well. It's just not what I wanted them to do with it. So that's the problem. Like you said, Rail Wars. Man,
I love Rail Wars too.
Loved Rail Wars.
It's a guilty pleasure.
Rail Wars. Man.
It's one of those shows that is trash, but you're like, I'm having fun.
I think when I started watching anime, I was so much more innocent. I was so young. Mm-hmm. I'd never watched anything like that before. And look what you guys have done to me.
Is your first ecchi show?
I think so. Because I think if I'm not mistaken, like immediately after that, the next season Cross Hands aired or something like that.
Man.
I love me some Cross Hands. He was hype on Cross Hands.
Dude, I watch it. I understand. Okay, look, I know Cross Hands was trash.
Oh yeah.
And I loved it. And I still love it. And those shows right there, those expanded my horizons. I have watched so many things I would have never thought I would watch when if you like asked me back when I started watching anime, like the kinds of things that what would I watch? Never said stuff like that.
Yeah.
But now I can't get enough of that trash. I love it.
I got a lot of stuff like that nowadays because I never thought back in the day it was all like I'm gonna watch Toradora and Oh My Goddess
I
and
love Toradora.
all this other stuff. I was like, I think I'm gonna stick to these, and then like Code Geass and some of the mechs and things like that. I'm gonna stick to these things, and then all of a sudden I was like, I watched Major and I was like, this is the best thing ever.
Okay,
I love baseball.
Major, but
Hoorah!
It's still your favorite, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's number one on my list.
That's not a Sao though.
I'll change.
It's trash. But anyway,
There's no baseball in the Sao.
But anyways, I went to Major like this is the greatest thing ever. I was like, okay, there's more things out there. And then I started getting things like a couple years ago. It was like Busho Shoujo, Machiavellianism, Akashic Records, Trinity
Yes.
7. I was like, these are
Okay.
all dumpster fires,
Yep.
but I love them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I went into this whole world of like overpowered or high-powered MCs, like a harem around them. It's just stupid cliche stuff, but I can't stop myself. I have to watch them.
Oh yeah, no, that's basically what happened with me. Just I found stuff and I was like, I want more of this. And then every time I would watch something and I'd get to the point where like I'm never gonna get more of this.
Oh.
I'd have to jump to a new thing that was very similar but slightly different because it was a different series or whatever. I'm like, okay, now I watch all of this.
Oh yeah.
And then as soon as that would end, and I'd be like, there were even a couple shows where I liked them so much, but I knew they weren't ever going to get more. I
Yeah.
just actually went and read the manga. And I'm not a fan of reading.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm
I can
slow.
relate.
It's not my thing. But there are a couple things out there that I've just, like, gone through and finished because I was like, I need to understand what's happening.
I tend to do that too, except for if it's a light novel adaptation.
Okay.
I can't sit down and read light novels.
Okay,
I can sit down and
haven't
read a
done light
manga,
novels
but
yet.
light
I've
novels.
done the manga. Well, it was also I think part of it was also I was working at the time, and it's a lot
Right.
easier to read on the job
Yeah.
than it is to watch it.
Yeah.
You're right. That's true. Because that's right. Because your phone, you always had manga on it. That's right.
I did for a while.
Like,
I did, yeah.
because every time I would see you and stuff, there would be like a couple like seconds like in between like I don't know, like there would be like a break or whatever and stuff like that. You'd like lean up against the wall and like just start reading something.
Man, it's been a long time since I've done any of that.
Turbo Weeb.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what?
Turbo Weeb.
I don't judge you out loud.
Well, you start judging me out loud.
So I know you didn't have a problem with Eric, but did you have a problem like with the subs, like when you initially watched them?
I don't think I've ever had a whole like subs or dubs, like one is right, the other is trash kind of thing.
But I'm asking, like, did
So
you have
you're
like
like-
trouble reading the subs like the first time you watched it?
I
Because there wasn't a dub of Attack on
it-
Titan at the time.
No.
It definitely took getting used to, just because, I mean, I've seen subtitled stuff before, but it wasn't like, it was more like, you know, you go to like the hairdresser or something on, and they have like a TV playing, and you can't hear it. Like, they
Yeah.
have
So you're
sounds, so they
reading
have
the
captions.
captions.
Yeah.
So you're reading captions. So I've done it, and I've done it for like
Yeah.
enough that I could keep up. So I didn't have any problems with that. Like, so I actually kind of enjoyed subs because I like to think that I'm pretty like outgoing as far as like trying new things. So for me,
Yeah.
subtitles weren't a big issue. I liked it because I wanted to
Right.
try something new. So I expected it to be different, and I was fine with it not being in my language. And I thought it was kind of like, I guess in my young anime eyes, it was kind of like a one of those like things like, ooh, it's so mystical. It's a different language, and I have to read it, and I think the only time I was actually disappointed. I think there were two times I've ever been disappointed with watching subs, dubs,
Right.
whatever. One is Chaos. Occultic 9.
Occulting.
Occulting
Oh
Night.
yeah.
Oh.
Because the
Definitely.
characters talk so fast. I could not keep up. I couldn't. I'm a decently fast reader, but that stuff flew across the screen so fast, and there were just
Like
so
that eye blink,
there
and
were
it's
just
like
so many words so quickly. Couldn't keep up. Had to pause it. I made it through the show though, and
same, yeah.
it was okay. It was okay.
It was
I made it through the show.
it was a okay semicolon show.
And the
That's a
other
semicolon?
time,
What?
Between the like Science Gate.
Yeah.
And the, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
and-
semicolon.
yeah,
Okay.
it's a semicolon series. And the other time, SAO2 had just dropped.
SAS
And
Star Wars edition.
Star Wars edition.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So SAO2, the very first episode had just dropped, and I used to watch on Anime Bacon or something. It was one of those.
That's what it's called.
was
I
anime-
remember that.
Yeah, so it was like Anime Bacon.
back alley.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, back alley anime streaming website, whatever. Because I didn't have money back then. I wasn't paying for Crunchyroll or anything. I had no money. Now I watch on Verve, and it's all nice, and I get Crunchyroll Premium and everything. It's so much easier now. But back then, I was watching there, and as soon as it dropped, I was like updating the page. Like I was waiting for it.
Please, I need this.
And as soon as it got there, I clicked to watch it, obviously, and it was raw.
That's right. I remember.
Oh, the raws.
It dropped raw, and I was like, because I loved SAO. At that point, SAO was my favorite show ever because I was just a trash anime watcher, and like I get it, and I'm still gonna say
I was excited about it too.
SAO is still my favorite show to this day, and I understand it's trash. So like I understand the problems with it. I understand how it's not like consistent in quality. I don't care. My favorite show. I love it, and I will never not love it. But when that dropped in Raw and I couldn't immediately watch it, I died a little inside. I'm not gonna lie. But now looking back, it's a great story for me for getting into anime. I think just looking back and remembering that moment that's going to be something that sticks with me. The first time I was disappointed not being able to watch something when I wanted to watch it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh man, I miss those days.
So it's
I don't, but like I do.
So it was like I was, I guess, natural getting into it because I just watched it on Toonami, whatever.
No,
and it was just kind of inevitable, and then in a sense you were forced into it.
Yeah,
because Chase is like, you gotta watch this.
I was dragged, almost kicking and screaming, and then I was like, I kind of like this. I could stay here for a while, and here I am.
All right,
Yeah.
we got your story with that. How'd you,
Okay.
Mr. Black Hole himself?
Let's go back to the beginning.
All right.
We're back at the beginning. Okay, so let's see. For me, it was when I was younger. This was back in the 90s, early 2000s, when I would watch things like Zoids and
I watched
Beyblade
Zoids, yeah,
and Battle Beat 'em On
And-
and Metabots.
and fighting food-ons.
I didn't watch Fighting Food On. So I was not a Toonami kid.
I mean, fighting food-ons was Saturday morning cartoons.
That's but I wasn't. I don't think I was able to watch
Ultimate Muscle.
I know I still wasn't able to watch that either. I wasn't able to watch Pokemon for a while.
Oh
either.
my goodness!
Oh, dang.
You poor child.
But I was able to watch those. I was able to watch Beyblade.
Oh, love
Yeah.
some Beyblades.
I love
Beyblades too.
Beyblade.
Beyblades are cool.
Beyblade was so much fun. And then let's
Back
see.
when toys were good.
Yeah, right. Like let's see, late 90s, early 2000s, me and my brother Chris, we would go to the library and we would get whatever Ghibli film they had there. We watched Spirited Away.
Yeah.
So good.
The first one was Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind. That was which
I
not
have not
Ghibli.
seen that.
It's
There's
really good.
There's
Ghibli,
a
not
lot
Ghibli.
of Ghibli stuff I have
Yeah.
not watched.
Nausicaa's
Yeah.
a really good one.
We watched.
Okay.
We watched. He really liked Princess Mononoke. I didn't get it like at all.
Haven't seen it
And
yet.
stuff like that. I was just like, blood. So there's so much blood. There's so many like worms and stuff like that in that
Right.
movie. It's like I felt sick watching that movie. We watched Castle in the Sky. I think that one was pretty early on because I don't remember much of that. I'll have to rewatch that again. And we watched Lupin the Third, Castle of Cagliostro, which I thought.
Is that Ghibli?
Yeah, it is.
That's
It
Ghibli.
is.
Oh.
Miyazaki,
I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Huh.
Not
And-
expect a Lupin one.
Yeah, and I thought we started watching it first. I didn't see the title and Chris put it on, and I thought we were watching Castle in the Sky because I couldn't remember what Castle in the Sky was like. And I was like, "This is really violent that I remember." And stuff like that. And it's like,
I didn't watch that.
Man, the main character is a real perv. I didn't know.
Well, I haven't seen Lupin the Third, but
I love Lupin the Third.
Until recently, when we were actually talking about it a little bit ago, I thought he was like a detective or something, and then you told me he's a thief, and I'm like,
yeah.
everything I knew about this was a lie.
Because he's based off that old thief.
Yeah, Arsene Lupin.
Yeah.
Did not know that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Learn something new every day.
like man, I really like Lupin the Third. There's some
you
stuff
cosplayed him one year, so.
I did cosplay him.
Yeah, you did.
That's right.
When was that? That was about
that was 2015.
15? Yeah, I think
It
it was a
was-
year.
it
I think
wasn't that long ago.
it was the year after
Yeah.
Sam was there.
Yeah, because that's when it aired.
Yeah.
That's the year it aired.
Oh
Yeah.
dang!
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah,
Sorry that
I like
thought-
Lupin the Third. There's some stuff I don't like. I don't like Fujiko Mine. I wasn't a big fan of Part 2, and I haven't watched Part 3. But I watched Part 4 and Part 1, and I love those, and I like the old movie. And then let's see. After that, I think was about the time that Naruto started airing on Cartoon Network and
okay.
Toonami.
Oof.
Boy,
Never.
me, my brothers, and Joe Bone. We got the headbands. We got the rubber kunais.
Oh, I
kids.
remember you guys
and
having
stuff.
that stuff.
Oh,
man.
we did
They
the-
were in deep.
We did the Naruto run at church.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
They were in
Yeah.
deep.
We
I'm
got
sorry
it.
for calling you a turbo weed.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
you were a
Dude.
turbo weed.
I loved Kasame and stuff like that. So I got the betrayal Miss Village one and stuff like that.
Man.
And I got the red one and I wore it like Rock Lee did.
Yeah.
And so because Rock Lee's hype. And
Rock Lee was my favorite character. I never, never watched Naruto. I think I've seen I think combined, may have seen enough to constitute maybe like 2, maybe 3 episodes. And that's not actually like 2 or 3 episodes. That's just like bits and pieces that may add up to the length
just
of 2 or 3 episodes.
And stuff,
Right.
yeah.
But I do remember the one scene where Rock Lee and
Gara,
other ninja
Sand
boy
guy,
are fighting.
Sand guy Gara.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
They're fighting,
Yeah.
and then Rock Lee's just like, you haven't seen all my power, and he takes off his ankle
oh,
weights, and I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you're
yeah.
gonna go faster, and he drops him, and then just like giant
Shatters the
holes in the
ground.
ground, like
Yeah.
earth starts shaking. I'm
Yeah.
like,
And he teleports after that.
that's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, but I never got into it just because I was like, there's just so much. I don't want to start watching it and then feel like I have to watch 600-700 episodes or something. It's just so much.
Dude, I got a text like a month ago. Corey watched all of Naruto.
What?
Yeah, he watched all of Naruto, and he was wondering if Crunchyroll had all of Shippuden dubbed. And stuff like that.
What?
And I was like, no. And I was like, click, 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 click. Try this.
Oh, your anime ways.
Yeah, and I was like, also,
Holy.
it's not dubbed all the way.
Right.
So, yeah, it's
Wow.
But yeah, and
That's impressive.
yeah, and then let's see, like after that, this really, really popular streaming service called Comcast On Demand came into be a thing. It came to be a thing. And let's see, they had like links, or they had like some channels on there. They had the Funimation channel that because
Did they?
because you go through Comcast and get the Funimation channel.
I did not
like
know
yeah on there, and On Demand had some random episodes that were free that you could watch actually.
that. I might do
And
that.
yeah, and
Maybe.
so did Adult Swim and Toonami.
Yeah.
And so I watched things like Azumanga Daioh.
Oh.
I watched Tsubasa, Reservoir Chronicles, Triple X Holic. I
Mhm.
watched what else? What else did I watch? I watched some like D and Angel. I watched an episode of Vampire Night. I know Daniel, right?
Oh my goodness. I watched Vampire Night.
Daniel,
Was
if you're
actually
listening, I love you.
Vampire Night was actually one of the first shows I watched too. It was in like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
10 to 20s somewhere in there that I
Right.
watched.
And it's like, oh, that's.
I don't know
that's
how I
good.
made it
Yeah.
through that. I was like halfway through and I was like, I know this is trash,
Yeah,
but I'm continuing.
but it's like something's keeping you there.
Yeah, and then I was like done with the first season. I was like, there's a second season. I will continue.
I will consider. Oh man, watch some Kakaishi on there. Even you remember Kakaishi?
I've never heard
Is
of
that the-
Kakaishi. What the?
Kakaishi's the one with the Yukimoras and stuff like that, and they do the cats mets thing, and they trap demons inside the boxes, and then they crush them.
We'll have to pull
Yeah,
up
they're
on the side
defending
here.
the school or whatever. Yeah, I'll I'll pull it up.
Yeah.
But and then, yeah, there was what else was there?
I got it up.
Yeah, Kakaishi.
No, dang, that's just bringing back. You know what old movie I watched?
What's that?
I don't know if I don't know if I watched this before I knew what anime was or after, but I think it was before because I think it was on TV and my dad was actually watching it. And my dad, just to be clear, dad doesn't watch anime. Like, don't think he wants to. Don't
your
think
dad
he
watch
ever
anime?
will.
No.
He may have seen stuff. Guarantee
My dad
he
watches
does not watch it like knowingly though. But Steam Boy.
Steam Boy, yeah.
Steam Boy was on TV
Yeah.
one time and he was just like,
I-
"Well, it
I
sounds
don't
interesting."
remember when I watched that.
Watched it.
But yeah.
I remember thinking that movie was just like the craziest, most best thing ever.
Oh yeah, Chris loved it
Like
too.
2 or 3 years ago, went back, rewatched it. Wow.
Oh,
It did not hold up for me. Like just the plot holes and like character choices made like no
I
sense.
kind of remember it.
But I was like, it's still part of my childhood, you know. So like
Right.
I still loved it, but I was like, this is not good like I remember it being.
That was one of the older shows that
The,
I think we got that from the library too.
The
We also watched Skycrawlers in the World of Tomorrow.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
a weird movie.
It's really weird, and I think I was definitely way too young to watch that movie when I did.
I mean, I watched it, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I still was like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, and, like I watched it. I think I was like 15 when I watched that movie. I was like, ugh.
wow, never even heard of that.
Yeah.
What's Skycrawlers in the what of tomorrow?
In the World of Tomorrow.
Yeah, you can just look up Skycrawlers.
Yeah,
and
Skycrawlers.
It'll probably be like the first hit.
Yeah.
Probably.
And yeah, what else? I watched like the first 3 episodes of Bleach on demand, and so I can't remember where I watched that, but yeah, that was some of the stuff that Comcast on Demand, the best streaming service on the planet, had to offer. Forget your Crunchyrolls. No one needs your High Dives or your Verbs or even Netflix.
I mean-
Comcast on Demand, baby.
Like back in the day, there were some shady things I did to watch stuff. Like, I remember the old Mega Upload.
Mega. No.
I don't know.
So
what
you
it
know,
is.
there's the current Mega Upload service.
Yeah.
Well, way before the old Mega Upload, before they got shut down for all the piracy stuff, they had a Mega Video service,
Okay.
and you could watch a video on there, but that's all you could watch. So then you would either have to get a VPN or do something else. So what I would do was I would get the URLs to all these Mega videos, and then go to the shady back alley website and put the URL in there, and they're like, we'll automatically connect you to a VPN, so it's not using your time, so you can keep watching videos. So I think I sat there and watched like 200 episodes of Naruto,
Oh wow.
just copy and pasting.
There only is 200 in the first.
Yeah.
In the first.
It was like 200
Wow.
episodes of Naruto,
There's
and then
like-
I got to like at the point there was like
or
100 and
220, I can't remember.
there was like 150 episodes of Shippuden out at the time,
Oh, okay.
and I got up to
Yeah.
that point, and it was just like 2 weeks. I was just sitting there watching him copy and paste these URLs, and I'd have to sit there for
Wow.
like 10 minutes to wait for it to buffer up to a point where I could play it, so it doesn't stop in the middle of it.
Well, I remember when did Attack on Titan air? The first season, 2013.
Yeah.
When did the Wii U come out?
The Wii.
I think it was 2012, wasn't it?
So
Let me just Wii U.
so that's the same year as the Vita, and it was 2012 or 2011, but it was
November 2012.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so the Wii U was already out when I started watching anime, and I got my Wii U basically at release. I think it was a couple days shy.
Right.
Yeah, you, me, and Nathan got it on.
Yeah, we did. You got the basic model.
Yeah, I got the casual
Lame
white.
Basic bitch.
I know, right?
Casual white.
Right? Yeah, so I watched all of my anime on my Wii U, and I was like so happy because the internet browser on the Wii U
Mm-hmm.
is so, I don't want to say bad because it
I
did the
remember
job,
this.
but
I
it's so
remember this.
like low quality or whatever. It basically could not load ads. So
you're just
so I just watched like all of my stuff on it, and like it was like completely no ads. There was like even on the shadiest of websites, there was like nothing that could like break Nintendo's like iron fist hold of like their software. They were like, you ain't getting in here. So like, no worries. Watched all of it. I could like put it on the gamepad and just like watch it in my bed, throw it up on the TV. Oh, it was great. Oh man. You just had to make sure to find the right websites that had video players that it could actually use, because there were some that wouldn't work at all.
So what's your shady tact of how you watched it back in the day?
Oh, I mean, so I actually had to grow into that. I started watching like
he stole the Comcast from his parents.
Let's see. After Comcast, I think it was like 2011 when Joel told Chris about this one show called Nabari, and he's like, "Hey, it's got ninjas like Naruto." And Chris was like, "Oh, that's cool." And he's like, "Hey, come here. Joel told me about this show." And I was like, "Okay, let's go over it." I watched it. And so he sat down and we both watched the first episode. And what's it called? He walked away and he's like, "Hey, that was pretty cool." And I just sat there and I just kept watching the rest of the episodes. And then I watched all of Nabari and I was like, "You can watch anime online." I don't get this. And I was like looking at other shows and I was like, Fullmetal Alchemist. I've heard of this before. This is like some of those references in those Naruto fan flashes that I watched on YouTube.
Right.
This is YouTube like way back in like,
the old AMVs and stuff like that.
Old YouTube,
so
best
like,
YouTube.
Like, and like I only watched like Naruto stuff on there, but Naruto would reference like all these other stuff. Like they would reference like Haruhi Osmangadaya, like all this like Witch Hunter Robin and stuff like that. Stuff that I wouldn't watch till like later and stuff. I mean, I watched Osmangadaya, but like a bunch of stuff you wouldn't watch till later. And so I watched that, and then I watched Brotherhood, and then I watched Pumpkin Scissors, and then I watched actually after I watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I watched a lot of Gonzo shows. Which
you have this weird love relationship with Gonzo.
I love Gonzo so much.
But you haven't watched Afro Samurai.
I haven't watched Afro Samurai yet, but I will. And
now you will.
Yeah. And then like let's see, around 2012. At the beginning of
At the beginning
of 2012, I was on YouTube and I saw a trailer for a little anime called Sword Art Online.
Oh boy!
And I was like, I can't wait till this comes out.
The good part of the story.
I forgot broadcast dubs weren't a thing yet. and so like before it came out, I watched Blue Exorcist, and because I saw Hulu kept advertising Blue Exorcist, and I was like, this looks really cool. I really want to watch this. It's only in subbed. And I held it off for like the longest time. I never watched sub because I was like, I don't want to read. I want to hear the voices. I can't understand this. So I can't keep up with the words. So I think I did a really crappy job of watching Blue Exorcist with subs. That was my test run because by the time I watched 26 episodes, I could kind of keep up and stuff like that.
Right.
And at that point, Sword Art Online started airing.
Well, you always seemed like you had a more difficult time doing subs because you always tried to like multitask. You're like
he's still multitasking.
You still do. You watch shows and you play video games and you're all over the place, man. I can't even talk to other people and watch a show. Like if it has subs, I need to be watching and reading because
that's the problem.
I'll pause if I miss anything. Like I will rewind. I will make sure I get everything out of the show.
I was talking to him while watching Bunny Girls Senpai. The middle section of that show, like arcs 2 through into the last arc.
Oh man,
they're all a blur.
Oh,
but
you need to go back and rewatch. Maybe it's so good.
Maybe
it's
I will.
So good.
Maybe that's why you put the last arc as the second best arc.
Because it was the only other one I
remember. Holy moly!
Man, Bunny Girl Senpai.
Yeah, and then it was all downhill from there. And then I met you in 2013, and then I got to you in 2013.
No, it was. Well, it was 2013.
Yeah, because you got me in the same.
Yeah. Because 2012, Jeff and I went to that Otakon by ourselves, and then 2013, you came with us.
And I was like, what's it called?
And I wasn't ready by then.
I was asking Jeff. I was like, has Eric seen Attack on Titan? And he was like texting you, and he's like, hey, what's the best show that aired this season? Because I said it was Attack on Titan, and you're like Chihaya Furu, and I was like, what's this?
Oh yeah.
So I went and watched Chihaya Furu.
Oh yeah.
We never met each other yet, and so
I remember. So
you're already telling me what to do.
I remember Jeff asked me that. I was super elitist at the time. I was like, only subs. We got downloaded from the fan translators and all this, blah blah blah, etc. etc. I just remember showing up at the Taco Bell up the road
Taco Bell.
to pick you up.
Yeah.
And we're like, we're going to go there. And Jeff wanted to go to the bathroom or something. I was talking to you. I was like, so how many have you seen? You're like, I don't know. I was like, you got a mal or anything? He's like, I've seen some stuff. We pull it up. It seemed like 50 shows or something at the time.
I think it was more than that.
It was somewhere between 50 and 100.
Yeah.
Okay. And I pull mine out. I'm up like 400, and Chase is like, whoa, what's this?
Can I?
Just for comparison, what are you guys at now? Because
I'm like a total series. Well, not total
Eric
different
is-
series, but
Eric
I'm at like
is at-
972, 3.
Because I'm at
974.
holy crap. Because
Yeah.
I'm only at like I'm 229 completed, and that's obviously specials, OVAs,
Yeah.
movies, and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've seen 913.
But
Yeah.
holy crap,
Yeah.
you guys are up there.
Yeah.
I will.
So after
I don't even know if I want to be that level.
That's fine. That's fine.
So when we were playing Weep Chameleon with Emily
Oh,
and
man.
Daniel and
You
everybody.
felt it.
Yeah, so like we had that, and then we're just telling Emily like, hey, just make a mal. Just you can keep track of it instead of having your own Excel spreadsheet or whatever.
It's so easy.
So she's
It's
like,
so
okay,
easy.
I'll make one. She was like, okay, what are all your names? Or this is my name. You can add me. Like, okay, we'll do that. She's like, so how many of you guys have seen? I'm like, I've seen like 950. And she was like, wow, you guys have a lot of free time. Like, this 16-year-old girl is hitting it where it hurts. It didn't sink into that point. I was like, I've seen a lot.
You're not wrong.
Think of what I could have done.
Because it tracks your days watching there, right?
Yeah, it does.
Like I'm
There's
sitting there
mine
thinking,
right there.
like
I've
mine has like 220 days. Like I've almost
Yeah.
spent a year just
I'm
watching weeb garbage.
I'm at like 40 almost 48 days.
Yeah, because I think about that, and I played a ton of World of Warcraft 2 at the time,
Ugh,
and I probably had
come
over an actual like physical year of in-game time in that.
wow.
So I'm just like, there's like 2 years of my life gone already.
Right.
That's not even including sleep.
Oh no, not including sleep or all of my other poor mistakes of games and stuff I played, because I'd probably put in
Man.
100 days on Counter-Strike 1.6. Oh,
That's a lot.
I cringe thinking about it now. Because now I'm just like, I watch like 2 series a season now, because I'm like, I've got other things I need to do or want to do.
I mean, yeah, but then you like usually like the season after you'll like catch up on some stuff.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't watch things week by
Because
week
yeah,
anymore.
we don't watch anything like weekly.
Yeah.
So that. You kind of also
I
watch it.
I'll watch things like I prefer to watch things as they air. I feel like taking it in like bite-sized chunks, though it can suck depending on the show.
Yeah.
Like having to wait a week, I'm just like, I hate it right now.
Man, like The Promised Neverland, not watching
Yes!
that show at all.
That
I
one
watched the
is-
first episode. I'm like, I can't watch
That-
this airing. So I'm
That
gonna
is so hard to watch, just one episode at a time.
Yeah.
I'm doing it because I want to, but I find taking it week by week,
Mhm.
splitting it up makes it a lot easier for me. I think I could do better if I was just like, hey, just let everything pile up and then watch it all on Friday. Like just
Yeah.
set aside
Yeah.
one day to get caught
Yeah.
up with everything. I think
Yeah.
would make more sense
It-
for me.
it's a
but I
lot
can't do
simpler.
that. I'm
it's
like-
a lot simpler because it's like the show's already done. You take it as like
Mhm.
like it's like, oh, okay, I got like an hour here.
Yeah.
So then just watch a couple episodes and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And it's like, okay, I can't wait to get back to the show tomorrow or something like that.
Yeah. Well, because I would always kind of fall out of anime because like I would watch stuff
Yeah, that's
for a
true.
while and then I would like pull out.
You
And I
were
would
really
just,
busy
like-
a lot though.
Yeah, because I like with college and everything, I was doing all that, and whenever like the semester would start, and I'd keep up with it for like the first couple weeks, but then after the part where things start piling up, and it's just like so many assignments and all the homework and like
Yeah.
all the driving and stuff, because commuting is just the worst
Yeah.
sometimes. Doing all that, it was just like I just slowed down. Like, remember when I watched Fate Zero? I
Yes,
watched like
that took you like a year or something.
no,
like
it took me like 2 years. I watched
2
like
years,
the
that's right.
first. I watched like the first season and like an episode or two of the second one, I think. And I took such a long break. When I got back to it, I started watching it dubbed, and I couldn't remember if I watched it subbed or dubbed when I first started watching it, and I couldn't remember exactly where I had stopped watching.
Right.
And when I picked it back up, I don't even think I remembered that there were 2 seasons. Because like I was like, why are there 2 seasons?
Right.
And I had no idea where to start. So I think I rewatched like 4 or 5 episodes, but I needed to anyway because it had been so long.
Yeah.
But I was just out of anime for like that long before going back in. And I mean, I'm glad I did because I love the shows. I don't feel like I want to say like anime is just the best medium of all time or whatever.
Yeah, we know what you mean.
There's so many stories and stuff that anime will tell that you won't get in Western TV,
Right.
you know? And
Yeah.
on the plus side, and I think we've had this discussion a lot, is just TV shows don't know when to end sometimes.
Let's take a
And
Walking
anime is
Dead
just like-
for an example.
Yeah, like they just keep going. And I
Yeah.
mean, like, I'm fine because it's such like it's a two-way street, you know? It's so double-sided because like you'll get anime and you'll watch and then you'll just never get more of it. And you're like, why can't they just keep going? Just give me more.
Right.
But like at the same time, that's like the worst thing ever because then you come over here and you get stuff that just, hey, as long as it keeps pumping money, they're just going to keep making another season again and again and again. And you're like,
Yep.
okay, you should just stop now because you're not making good content anymore.
Right.
And
Yeah. Also, anime tends to have like some kind of like little like more like some, what is it, not moral values or something like that. It gives you they all have like a meaning to them usually.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
And they're somewhat like innocent in a sense. Even like they can be like super like violent. and
like there's
stuff
a
like that.
point to it.
But yeah,
like,
yeah. There's always like a reason and
Yeah.
stuff that they're trying to get across.
I can understand it, yeah, because there's definitely shows right now, like even the stuff that starts out good and like does have like some kind of story behind it, like a thing they're trying to reach. Like I said, when they just keep going, eventually that just kind of falls into the background, and it just it takes a back seat to just continuing the show.
Oh, yeah.
But
I think
yeah,
Overlord kind of does it pretty well. So Overlord is, he gets sucked into the world while he's trying to figure it out.
yep,
And it gets to the point where like, oh, I don't think there's any other players. So like, what's the point of the show? And then dude's just like, oh, I'm going to take over this world now. This is mine.
okay,
Yeah. So it's
'Cause-
like you kind of lose his objective in the middle of it because he has realizations.
mm-hmm.
And then he's finally like, oh, okay, I'm going to just start taking over nations.
Okay, I need to get caught up on that because I
love
watched
it.
season 1 and I thought it was really good, and then I started watching season 2, and season 2,
It's kind of slow.
it's a lot like season 2 of The Walking Dead. It's the worst.
Yeah.
it was so slow, and I had trouble just.
Pull that dagger.
I think-
give it a little twist.
I can't. How many episodes of it did I actually watch? I think I have it on hold right now. I got 6 episodes in. I think
like
like
half the show.
4. I think
Yeah.
4 out of those 6 episodes though I had to watch multiple times because I kept falling asleep.
Oh,
Right.
And not on like the same episode, like I kept falling asleep. Like it was like episode 3, tried to watch, fell asleep, had to rewatch it.
Because that's the
Episode 4, fell asleep, had to rewatch it. Episode 5, fell asleep. And I could not force myself to
that's
watch it. I was
the
like, I gotta
lizard.
end it.
That's the lizard arc. Right?
Yes.
That's like the worst
It's
one.
so
That arc and the
slow.
immediate arc is not good.
Okay. But after you get out of 2,
Yeah, season 3 is good. I was watching it week. It was one of the shows I was actually watching week by week. I was like, I need to see it now.
Okay, I might actually be able to force myself to get through that then, because there have been shows where I just had to force myself to get through. Like
Oh yeah.
I'm a fan of the semicolon series. If it has a
They're pretty
semicolon in the
good.
middle,
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Like robotics nodes.
Robotics nodes, occultic,
Chaos Head.
chaos
Steins
head,
Gate
chaos,
Zero.
chaos child. Haven't
Watched
sat-
it, right?
I
That's
haven't.
right. I forgot about that.
I started it and then college happened and I
Right.
was like, don't have the time to keep up with it. So I put it on the back burner and I haven't got around to the feeling of like, okay, I'm ready to marathon this yet. But as soon as I do, then I'm just going to marathon it. I just need to wait till I'm in the right mindset to do that, you
Right.
know? But Chaos Child, that's, is it Chaos Head or Chaos Child? That's
Chaos Head
Chaos
is
Head.
first.
Yeah,
Chaos
Cha-
Child is the
Chaos
sequel.
Head is bad.
Oh yeah.
And I had to force myself to like just get through like 5 or 6 episodes until I got to the end. Because honestly, I think the plot of it is really good.
Did
It's
I tell
just
you my
the
opinion?
execution is not great.
Did I tell you my opinion? I was like, I got to the end of Chaos Head, and I was like, wow, I really don't know what happened. That must
Yeah.
mean it was a really good show. that's how I watch stuff and stuff. Because like whenever I would like any like super like deep meaning or something like that, I'd be like, oh, I just don't get it.
Oh yeah.
That's what Chaos Head was.
I remember that mindset because I remember the whole phase of going to like serial experiment lane.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I just don't get it.
Ergo proxy.
This is a classic. I just don't get it. It's
Yeah.
me. I'm the problem.
Yeah. I'm not smart enough. To
I am the
understand.
weakest link.
Yeah.
No, there have definitely been some ones like that. And there have also been things where it's just like, I think they're probably really good. They just didn't strike a chord with me, you know?
Right.
Because sometimes that's what it takes. Like, they're...
Oh yeah, there's
I
plenty
can't
of
think
shows
of
I dropped
one off
because
the
it's just
top of my head.
For me, it was like the dictionary one, Fumi no Amu, and stuff like that. I started watching it on the.
Is that the slice of life where they're like writing the
Yeah,
dictionary?
where they're writing
Okay,
the
yeah,
dictionary
yeah.
and stuff like that. I was
I
like,
didn't watch that. I
man,
know
this
what
is
you're
really
talking about.
good. But I'm really bored watching this show. Like really bored. Like I'm like 10 minutes in the first episode. I don't feel like watching this
that's how
anymore
it was with
at all.
I had the same thing with Threegatsu no Lion.
Oh, my God.
That's
a really good show.
I started watching it. I got 3 episodes in, and like I know it's really good. I
That's
know
a
a
really
lot of
good
people
show.
liked it,
Yeah.
but I was just like, and this is gonna sound super petty, but I was like, I don't like the way their faces look, and I'm
mean,
like, ew.
That's just Shaft and Battle Art at the
Yeah,
time.
and they do
throw
have
it
the
whole.
they do have the thick lips.
Yeah.
Yes.
the
Oh,
thick
I mean-
lips and the faded eyes.
There's
Yeah.
just some things
the
I
eyes
just
kind of like blend in.
I just can't get behind, like art style wise. Like
Oh, yeah.
there's some things that just mess with me, and I'm having a bit of trouble like right now with Promise Neverland.
oh yeah,
like,
with the house.
their mouths like, and I know this is an over exaggeration, but it seems like sometimes their mouths just go straight up between their eyes, and I'm like, that ain't right.
it does look a little funny.
And I'm like,
Did you remember the original Air?
Air. I never watched Air.
The original one.
Yeah, the
Or
one.
the killing.
No,
Or
it was,
you're talking about the movie.
It's not Air. It was either Air or Canon.
Canon had the movie that wasn't Killing.
Yeah,
and
it's
they
the-
also had the original.
It's the one where they had like the
wasn't Killing.
freakishly huge
Yeah.
eyes,
Yeah.
and it's always that picture of the girl that says, "Am I cute?"
I think that's Air. That might be Air.
It's either Air. It's
Yeah,
one of those
that
shows.
sounds like
Yeah.
Air from like the pictures I've seen. Yeah,
When they go over the top with art styles like that can be a huge turnoff on
but
some
at
see
shit.
the
that?
same time,
You see that?
there's
Does your
also
mouth look a little high?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
but the same. So, just so you know, they're looking at a picture from Promise Neverland, the main girl. And,
Yeah, we'll probably throw
Uh,
something up.
The oh crap, what was it? I can't remember. Oh, it was right there on the tip of my tongue, and I can't remember what I was gonna say anymore.
We were talking about bad pictures.
we're talking about-
Well, if we're talking about bad art and stuff that turned me off was Princess Jellyfish. I had to force myself to finish that.
Okay,
Really,
yeah.
I haven't watched it yet. I heard
That-
good things about it.
that
though.
did
It's
have,
good.
Like I did not care for the character design. in that.
That's where I was going. At the same time, though, there's like shows with like crazy art
Yeah.
that like really pays off, like Ping Pong the animation.
Yeah.
That is so good. Or just earlier this year, Devilman Crybaby.
Last year.
Yeah.
Was it? Oh yeah, I guess it was 2018.
Yeah.
Technically,
yeah.
Devilman
Yeah.
Crybaby. I thought the art style of that was so good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed and
It was really good.
like the soundtrack with it, like the style and kind of like the synth wave kind of aspect,
Yeah.
I guess is what you would call it. Just it worked so well for that show.
I mean,
it
because they wanted like
it was amazing.
because they wanted like clubby music and stuff.
Yes.
The
Yeah.
entire time. It was really good.
It was very
And-
very well done.
No show's gonna have good character designs like Inferno Cop. I mean, like, or Ninja Slayer and stuff like that. Those ones have like the best character designs by far.
just your basic Flash animation.
Yeah. Nani?
I mean, I
Alright.
feel like good character
Yeah.
design, like recent stuff, like Seven Deadly Sins, like Toriyama's art.
Oh yeah,
Tor-
because
Toriyama's
I-
art
I-
style.
I really like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But so yeah, he's got like the Dragon Ball, the Dragon Quest, the
It's the
Deadly
Toriyama
Sins.
art
Yeah.
style. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's just
I do like those characters.
it's different enough that you're like, it's not
Yeah.
that,
Mm.
but the guy who's doing it is doing it different enough to have.
What is it? They have giant eyes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have huge eyes.
Yeah.
They do. They do.
Type Moon's got some good character designs, I'd say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, they got good character designs, and then when they have UFO table behind them,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
I can't think of any specific anime that has it, but one thing I'm always a fan of is like I don't know why, but I really like the look of like watercolor, like watercolor paintings.
Yamada and the Seven Witches or whatever. The opening background.
A
background of the
bit.
opening.
I read the manga for that, so I didn't watch this show.
Okay.
I couldn't do it because I was like, the manga is so good.
Yeah.
Until it reached the point where I feel like it probably should have ended, but it kept going, and I'm fine with it. Keep going. It did stuff. I think it did better than other things that just kept going. But
I might be wrong about that. That might be watercolor.
I think a little bit of that was, but there's some shows where like they have that, just the backgrounds and things are kind of watercolorish, and it really does help you watch the show when like it's not even just the show that's keeping you interested, it's just the look of the show is keeping you interested.
Like JC Staff
Oh yeah,
does
Jason
like
Statham.
a lot of that,
Mm-hmm,
and so that like
I mean,
all their backgrounds.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The guy who did The Girl Who Leapt Through Time and all those movies.
I need to watch
Mama Rosa or something.
Yeah,
like that?
whoever did that, the
Mama
one who does
Rosa.
like the super realistic backgrounds and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, some of these movies don't
Yeah.
have the best plot, but this art style is fantastic. I will sit here for an hour and a half just to watch the
well,
art.
a lot of part of the reason they're so realistic is a lot of that stuff. Like they actually base on places in real life. Like
Yeah.
like
And
Your Name did
Yeah.
so much of that. Like a lot of the places were actually just like straight up.
There's
Hey,
lot
take a
of
picture of a
shows.
place and draw it, and then
Even
There it
Girls in
is.
Cancer did that too.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so,
and that's it's one of the best ways to get something straight from life that makes it look realistic, but at the same time they add something to make it something that
Yeah.
real life can't be, and I think that kind of just brings a certain kind of magic
Yeah.
to
They also
what
get
they
weebs
do.
outdoors a bit more.
Mhm. Yes.
So one that was I don't know if it was watercolory, but it had more of the washed out colors, but it
Uh-huh.
was still really done like really well. Was KyoAni doing a silent voice?
Yes.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
did the art on that.
A silent voice was
really
amazing.
really
And
nicely.
I hesitate to say that I like a silent voice more than Your Name.
I'll put it over Your Name.
But I think I have to, just for the fact I read the manga and I absolutely loved it. And I had a little bit of an issue with where the manga ended, just because I felt like they didn't finish, or I feel like they went either a little bit too long or they stopped a little bit too short, and that always kind of irked me. And I think the movie ended just a little bit shorter than the manga, which is one of those sweet spots where I felt, and I love the art style, I love the characters, so many of the interactions came off so well.
I had the opposite opinion with Erased in the Erased manga
I didn't
with
get
the
the
ending
manga.
of it.
Yeah.
So the ending of it goes like basically they set a better trap for what's his face.
Okay.
And it's like really like in depth, and he's like somewhat breaking the trap, and he's starting to realize it's a trap, but at the same time he doesn't realize it's a trap, and so it gets a lot more than just like dropping off a building or whatever and stuff like that. It's like they're out in the woods and stuff like that, and like he's like getting chased or something like that, and he's got like gunpoint and stuff like that. Yeah. And,
yeah.
And it just seemed better and stuff like that. And I really wish the anime had that. Like they just had to add one more episode, and they could have fleshed that out and stuff like that. But oh well.
But hey, I mean that show was still like the best that season and one of the best that year. So
it was one of the best that season, but there was also a lot of not good stuff airing at the same time.
That's also fair.
Because I'm pretty sure the only thing there was to talk about that season was Erased.
But hey, I mean, even if it wasn't a season with better shows, I still think that
it
would have been hard for it not to come out on top.
It would have been a standout, but it had the advantage of literally nothing being in that season too.
True.
So it got like
absolutely
its super
true.
shining bright moment.
Yeah. I really like Erased.
Yeah.
Okay. So thanks for listening to episode 1 of BakaTaka. With me today, we have sitting across the table, it has been
George.
To my right has been
Me, Eric.
and me has been me, Chase. And we hope that you'll join us next time. And let's see, we're planning on doing these every other week.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks from now, whenever this comes out, you'll know it. We'll already have heard it by then because we said it. And that's about it. So we'll see you all next time. And thanks for listening.
Thanks.
Peace out.